In this video, we're going to look at how we can connect different spreadsheets together. So why would we want to do that? Well, sometimes we want to give access to only some of the data to certain people, while others may need to see all the data. So we can do two things. Firstly, connect one spreadsheet to many spreadsheets. Here we edit the single spreadsheet and send part of the data to the multiple spreadsheets. Secondly, connect multiple spreadsheets to a single spreadsheet. Here, different users edit the multiple spreadsheets and the data is consolidated into one spreadsheet. Let's go through examples to see how these are set up. In this example, we have a spreadsheet with 3 tabs, each one for a different teacher. On the tabs are the hours worked each month by the teachers in the different categories. This is to work out their salaries. As this is sensitive information, I only want to share the teacher's information with that teacher. But at the same time, I want to be able to work on all this data in the same sheet. So the solution is to have one master sheet that has all the data and then connect separate spreadsheets that will be shared with each of the teachers. First of all, we set up the master sheet as we have here. Next, we set up each of the teachers' sheets. As I want the same formatting as the master sheet, what I usually do is copy the data from the master sheet and paste it into each of the separate sheets that we're going to connect. Then I just delete the values in the cells, as we will add these when we connect the sheets, so they will show live data. In cell A1, we add an import range formula, which will get the data from one of the sheets in the master spreadsheet. We will need the URL of the master spreadsheet. So click on the address bar and press Ctrl+C to copy it. Open the Teacher 1 spreadsheet and type in equals import range, open brackets, then quotation marks. Then paste in the spreadsheet URL, add speech marks, then a comma. Now we need the sheet name and range on that sheet. Type in quotation marks, the sheet name, which is Teacher 1, exclamation mark, as it's a sheet name. Then the range, A1:E, then quotation marks, and closed bracket. Then press enter. You will see a ref error. Click on the cell and you will be asked to allow access to the sheet. Just click allow access. This will then connect to the spreadsheet and will pull the data through, and you will see the same data as on the master HR sheet. The great thing is that any changes on the master sheet will be reflected on the connected teacher sheet. For example, if we add figures for July on the master sheet, we will see them on the teacher's sheet. We then do the same for the Teacher 2 and Teacher 3 sheets and share those spreadsheets with the individual teachers. In this example, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to connect 3 individual spreadsheets to a master sheet. Here we have the attendance of 3 classes, class A, B, and C. The teachers fill in the attendance on their sheets, and the head of department wants to see the attendance of all the classes on one sheet. First, we set up the 3 individual spreadsheets. When the teacher adds a cross in the cells, I want the background to be green. To do this, I've added conditional formatting so that when the cell is not empty, it adds a green background. Then I set up the head of department's sheet, which shows all 3 classes. Here I've also added conditional formatting to the area where the crosses will appear, i.e. range C2 to W22. Now we need to pull the data through. In cell C2, we add an import range formula, which will get the class A spreadsheet, the sheet called class A, and the range C2 to W9. Copy the spreadsheet URL, open the department head's sheet, and enter the import range formula like we did in the previous example. Once we authorize it, we can see it's pulling the data through. We then do the same for class B and C, this time adding the formulas in C10 and C17 respectively. Similar to before, when a change is made on the teacher sheets, it is reflected on the department head's sheet. Note import range pulls through the values from the other spreadsheet, but it doesn't add any formatting. This is why you need to set up the formatting. One thing to watch out for is that if, say, the department head edits the attendance on their sheet, it will do this. Oh no, we've lost all of the data for Class A. Don't worry, just delete the added text and all the data reappears. The reason why it disappears is because you can't write anything in the range that it's pulling in. Any changes will need to be made on the original sheet. This often shocks users thinking they've deleted everything, so I often also protect these cells, preventing them from writing in them. To do this, select the range, right-click, select View More Cell Actions, and Protect Range. Click Set Permissions, and untick anyone who shouldn't be able to edit the range. Alternatively, you could share the spreadsheet as viewer only. As you can see, it's really easy to connect multiple spreadsheets with each other.